What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today on our second game of the Summer League in a back-to-back situation, the Bulls found themselves in a tough game against the Golden State Warriors. And we didn't play as well as we did in the last game against the Bucks. Maybe that is to be expected considering we're playing back-to-backs. Regardless, we ended up conceding the win to the Golden State Warriors. We ended up getting our first loss of the Summer League. And normally when you get a loss in the Summer League, that pretty much already ends that championship run, that Summer League championship run, I guess you could say. But of course, there's still plenty of time to come, so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Regardless, we ended up losing, and it was a rather interesting game, and we're going to discuss just a little bit about it in this video. Before we get any further though, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and I guess your player of the game. I think this one is pretty obvious today in this loss against the Golden State Warriors. We only lost by 10 points. It was 92-82 as the final score. And of course, I'm going to start firstly by saying I didn't get a chance to watch the entirety of this game. I've watched some moments of the game, of course, but I wasn't able to, I did not have time, put it simply, to watch every single minute of the game. I was at work, and that joint don't have great internet whatsoever. So I spent most of my break just waiting for it to load instead of actually watching the game. It is as simple as that. It is what it is. But regardless, that, you know, I had to watch some of it on the way home and stuff of that nature, and now I'm making this video today. But I could see from the stat sheet there's a couple of things I didn't like. And of course, with my time watching this game, there are a couple of things I didn't like. Firstly, I do want to talk about some of the shot selections that we had in this game. I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like our shot selection was not very good as a collective unit. Even our best player today, in Buzelis, I saw some of his shot selections, and I just wasn't really impressed with those shots. But we'll get to him a little bit later because he stood out completely in this game, to say the least. But I think that goes with the rest of the team as well. I just wasn't happy with the shot selection. Of course, there were some moments where the shot selection was good, but the shots weren't falling. That's how you amount to only 82 points in a game, is when you're actively just missing your shots, missing good shots, missing bad shots, just everything in between. You're shooting bricks, essentially. That's kind of what the Bulls were doing in this game. And the second thing I want to mention, I'm not a big fan of the bench production of this Bulls team in this Summer League game. Now, we had a much better bench production against the Bucks. This time around, not so much. Again, if you're looking just based on points tally, this Bulls team, with a collective of, I believe, 9 people, it was a 9-man rotation, I think. We'll count it. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There was 11 players played, but 9 of them played significant minutes. So I would consider that a 9-man rotation. The Bulls only scored 6 points off the bench. Instantly, you look at Knox, 16 points. So he cooked us alone. He quadrupled our bench production by himself. And I think things like that, when you see it, you got Ethan Thompson, a former Bulls G League player, 19. He had 9 points on the game as well. So already you're just kind of seeing the biggest reason as to why we lost. The starters actually played well for the Bulls. They did play the majority of the minutes, to be fair, but a lot of them played well. Buzelis played well. Sonogu played well. Stewart played well. Even Henry Drell had a better game, for sure, compared to last game. But when you can't seem to get it all together as a team, collectively on the offensive end, you're going to have problems to win those types of games. So, those are the kind of key things I noticed from the small amount of time I was able to watch. Just to sum it up, I wasn't a fan of the shot selection. Our bench production was extremely, extremely poor. And ultimately, I think the Golden State Warriors had a little bit more experience on their team, and they ended up getting a victory that was probably well-deserved in the end. But turn to positives, because there is a good side at the end of the day. Boy, oh boy, do I want to talk about Buzelis, ladies and gentlemen. He had 28 points and 5 rebounds on the night, 2 steals as well, 10 from 22 from the field, 45%. So instantly you're seeing there, he's kind of trying to step up as that leader, being that confident guy that's wanting to take the Bulls to victory. He had 22 shots. You know, if this was the NBA, I think we'd all ridicule him for taking 22 shots. But in the Summer League, Let that boy shoot the ball. Because at the end of the day, confidence does go a long way. I've been saying it for ages. If he has the confidence to kind of take us out of certain situations, then fair enough, go for it. 28 points is a fantastic return in his second game of the Summer League, and he was much more efficient than previously. Now, with 22 shots, I would like to see him be a little bit more efficient if he's going to take those amount of shots for the next game in the Summer League per se. But I can't complain with 28 points. I can't complain with him leading the team. I can't complain with his plus-minus either. We did play better when he was on the court, so it's not like he was just hogging the ball, shooting every shot, and we were worse. It was actually the opposite. We played better with him on the floor. I actually think he is tied with our best plus-minus in the game alongside of Adama Sanogo. So a lot to like in that regard, and easily I could safely say this, Mateusz Buzelis is my player of the game. I think he just absolutely cooked in this time out. Was it perfect? I guess in the Summer League perspective, it's pretty close. But I wouldn't say it's perfect. And again, we've seen this now. We've seen how good of a second game he is. He played. I think a lot of people are really starting to like this selection, which is always a positive sign. But of course, we need to see more. I want to see that third game. I want to see that fourth game. I just want to see him bring that consistency together, because that will bring me hope in the preseason and the regular season that even if he doesn't get the biggest minutes or the biggest role, the biggest part of the rotation, he'll be consistent at least when he does play. And that is always going to be a positive for me. Unfortunately, the guy that got the player of the game in the last time out ended up being one of the worst players on the team today. His name is Julian Phillips. Now, to be fair, defensively, it looks like he was rock solid, but he only had 5 points this time around compared to his 17 points the last time around. Only 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block, but 1 from 9 from the field, which is 11%. That is really, really low. Ultimately, again, this is always going to be an issue with young guys, the consistency, trying to find it. That's why I was speaking so highly about Buzelis, because he had a solid first game, but he picked it up in the second game, and I just want to see that consistency with him. With Julian Phillips, he had a really strong first game and a really lackluster, borderline forgettable second game in the Summer League. And look, I'm not going to sit here and ridicule him and say, that's it, it's done, he's not going to get any minutes for the Bulls or anything like that. This is the Summer League. This is where players need to live and learn from their certain situations. This is where players have to adapt. This is where players have to respond. Julian Phillips should be very grateful that he will have the chance to respond in the next game. I'm assuming he is still healthy. He played a solid 31 minutes, so I'm hoping nothing happened to him because, again, I didn't watch the full game. But he'll get a chance to respond, and that, to me, is a key thing. So, with all that being said, our next Summer League game is against the Pistons. They are 0-1 as we speak, and ultimately, as we speak right now as well, the Bulls are 1-1. So, I hope we can end the Summer League on a positive note, in all fairness. We're getting to the halfway point of our Summer League experience, and let's hope we can end it on a positive note. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.